Yo, 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 yo. What's good, everybody? Y'all know what it is. We are back in the building once again. Idiots with the podcast. You see the name in the back behind me, man. Another week, another chance to get better at this thing called life and bring y'all some new content, man. Once again, I got my brother in the building. Y'all see him, man. What's good, bro? What's good?
What's good? What's good? Sunday,
Hey,
Sunday.
hey, man. Look,
Beautiful
it's
morning. Beautiful
yes,
morning.
yes,
You
yes. Like I
beautiful
said,
morning, man.
man.
I hope
It's
everybody's doing good mentally, physically, spiritually, all that good stuff, man. Just here to spread the good sports word, as I would like to say. You know.
hey, man.
So so yeah, we here, man.
Like I said, it's time for us to get better at this thing called life, and also for us to get better as a podcast, man. So we're gonna try to bring y'all some new content, man, every week, like we said, and we're gonna be consistent with it, and that's what today is about, being consistent. So let's get right into it, man. We're not gonna talk much about this game because ain't much to be discussed, because it was a disgusting display of football. Um, but like I said, we did get the W, and we came out injury free. That was the biggest. That was the biggest thing that I was worried about in the second half of that game. If you don't know, we're talking about the Florida Gators playing Charlotte on yesterday. Came out with the win, 22-7. Give me some quick thoughts because we're not gonna stick on this long, because if you watch the game, you know why we don't need to talk about it, and we know who we were playing. So I'm gonna let you go first. So let me know your quick thoughts on this game, bro.
I don't have any. I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any thoughts on that game. That was piss poor. There's no why. There's no reason why. My bad. There's no reason why we should have had 22 points against Charlotte. That Charlotte team is booty meat, and the fact that we didn't have more points, it's laughable. But getting the red zone, got to settle for what, 5 field goals, which I hated. And it's just. And let me gather my thoughts because the score is playing deeply into my skull right now, and I'm really kind of speechless. So I'm gonna just say this: that was the loss we had against Utah. That was a bad coaching performance, bad, and we were unprepared. If we played any other team in the SEC, any team in the SEC yesterday, we lose. We definitely lose. You can say pretty much any SEC team, and yes, Vanderbilt too, which is funny because they beat us last year. We play any SEC, like I said, I will repeat again. We play any SEC team yesterday. With how we played, we lose. You can get away with that against Charlotte and these other teams, like fucking, excuse my language, like I just don't got no words for that performance, bro. It's like he got out coached, but it's like I was not expecting that, bro. Like I was not expecting it. Like, how do you get out coached like that? And still, I mean, yeah, we won because obviously we had more talent. But it was one of those things like when he said the practice during the week wasn't the practices wasn't like what it was supposed to be. That was a reflection of his words. And I don't want to just put it all on coaching. Like our players, I don't want our players to think, okay, we beat Tennessee, so we've arrived. That Tennessee team is not that good. They all right, but they're not that good to where we can like, okay, we've arrived. That Tennessee team was ranked very high for I don't know why, but we could have did a lot of things better. Uh, yeah, we was missing some key guys. O line. That was probably the worst. That was probably the worst thing from yesterday's game. That O line, bro, was putrid. Like, was getting beat up front. I don't want to say any numbers because I'm not trying to do that right now. I have one guy in my head right now, but I'm not trying to go that route.
Hey,
But
brother.
I'm gonna just say this: that unit has got to get better because we have playmakers around the field, all around the field. But that does not matter if you can't protect our quarterback. The quarterback
Yes.
is the least of my worries right now. And that's funny because coming into the season, I didn't really have any high expectations of Graham Mertz. I didn't have anything. I didn't know what to think of it. And you know this. But, I was like, let's see what he can do. Change the scenery. He probably a different quarterback. Okay, which he is. Um, Stats 20 or 23, 259 yards, one touchdown. In the grand scheme, that's good. But his numbers should have been way better than that against that team. Let's say Trail Johnson, 16 carries, 63 yards. Trevor Etienne, 8 carries. He got to have more than that. Double that, 48 yards. In my opinion, and I think I've said this before to you, and I said this on the last episode, Trevor Etienne should be our RB1 to me. We need explosive plays. We need more explosive plays. That's where our offense is lacking. Especially, other than, O line up front. We need explosive plays. I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know. The play calling is in certain situations, bro. I really don't know what to think, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know, certain situations. I'm like, why did he call that instead of doing this? And I'm like, you know, hey, I'm not a X's and O's type of football guy or whatever. I'm just gonna watch and see if my brain can gather what's going on. But like I said, I feel like ETN should be RB1. But like as the game wears down, that's when I feel like Trail should get the bulk of his carries because that's the type of runner he is. Not saying he can't break a long run because he definitely can, and it's no knock to him. And I think he's one of the best running backs, not only in the SEC. I think he's one of the best running backs in the country. But we need those explosive plays. And Trevor Etienne, I feel like he can do that. Trail can do that too, but I feel like Etienne is better at those explosive plays. Now with the receivers, Pearsall, 6 catches, 104 yards, no touchdown. Uh, he did some good things. Obviously, the highlight of the game was man, that was probably one of not. I'm trying to think of all the catches I've seen. College wise, that recent memory, that is probably the best catch I've seen in college in recent memory. That was a hell of a catch, bro. You know, you should have known. He's gonna do what he do. Caleb Douglas, obviously, he had the fumble. You got to hold on to the ball. He had 4 catches, 37 yards. I feel like he could do a little more. Like, I feel like our receivers, we should be getting the ball out to them more. Which I know we're a running team or we're more balanced, but I feel like with the receivers we have, they definitely should be getting more touches. Orlis Boardingham, I don't know if I said his first name right. 2 catches,
Artist,
31
yeah.
yards. Only touchdown we had in that game, which is sad. That was a bright spot. I want to see more of him on the field. And it was good to see Andy Jean, man, out there get some touches, man. I want to say he's faster than what I thought he was. Um, he had a 1 catch, 32 yards, and obviously the carry on the reverse, he had that for 25 yards. Yeah, so yeah, I want to see him more. I want to see him get more implemented in that offense. And obviously, Khalil Jackson, he had his catch. early in the game. But I mean, the defense played well. They played help. They played a good game. Um, but like I said, bro, honestly, bro, they shouldn't even score. They should not have even scored against us. That Charlotte team is, bro. That team is not good at all, bro. Like, team is not good. But we definitely, maybe I kind of, maybe gassing it, saying we got out coached. But man, that coaching performance just wasn't good, bro. Like I expected more. But like they say, you practice how you play. So I mean, obviously, now we kind of got a glimpse of how practice went. So I mean, it, all I know is that got to change quick, bro. That has to change because we got we have an important game this weekend. Well, next weekend. So that's just how I feel, bro. We that has got to change. Um, Something with the play calling, bro. It that has to change, bro. O line, whoever the O line coach is, something has got to change, bro. Like it's just not. It's not it, bro. And far as getting the OC, I'm I'm on board with that. We definitely have to get one. I just feel like we need more creativity on offense and downfield shots. It's like I could say, okay, we don't have time to actually get downfield shots because our O line is not that good in pass protect, which is true. But even when we do have the opportunity, we don't really take that many shots downfield, which you know it sucks. But I mean, we have to be. To me, I want our offense to be more explosive, man. Like, don't get me wrong, still run the ball, but I would definitely like our offense to be more explosive. We have the playmakers to do that. Yeah, we was missing Eugene Wilson, who I think is our best, who, my opinion, our best offensive weapon, um, other than ETN, but and obviously Pearsall. But I would have Eugene Wilson in one. Um, that's my thoughts on that, bro. I mean, I don't really want to say too much about the defense, but because the defense is what it is. There's some guys I don't want to see on the field, but I mean that's not up to me. But that's those are my takeaways, bro. That's just how my feelings on that game.
uh, I'm gonna just say this, bro. I'm gonna say this. I'm not calling for no OC because there's no point in calling for it. Billy Napier gonna do what he want. If he want to hire OC, that's up to him. If he don't want to hire one, that's up to him too. He the head coach. He's always called plays. I have no problem with it. I'm not gonna be upset either way. Are we winning? That's all that matters to me right now.
Right,
Would I like to see us win in a different way? Of course. We were a 6-17. People predicted us to go 5-7 this year. We're not a good football team. I don't know why people are expecting us to just be this juggernaut of a team when half of y'all said we weren't even going to finish with a winning record. We 3-1.
right, right.
So I'm not finna complain about that. Would I like to see some things differently? I always would.
I
I'm
feel
never
like
gonna be that person to be complacent and say we where we need to be. No. There's always gonna be some things that need to improve. There's always gonna be something that needs to be done differently. But right now, I saw my team last year beat Utah and then fall off the fucking wagon last year. Like I saw my
right,
quarterback complete 54% of his passes last year. I'm not finna come in here and just be like, oh yeah, we need to be this offense that's scoring 50 points every game. Who do y'all think we are? like let's relax. Let's tone it down. Y'all didn't even want Graham Mertz before the season started. We didn't even know who our offensive line was going to be the first five. We literally have transfers at what, two different spots right now. Our starting center is hurt again, which I'm hoping he comes back because we need him because he's the anchor
yeah,
of the
they,
offensive line.
yeah, they said he was gonna be back for Kentucky.
Um, the offensive line has been horrible. The defense has been a very, very bright spot, but we expected this because we have talented players on that side of the ball. We just needed to have the right person putting them in the right spots, and also we just needed to communicate better. That's literally that's literally what it was. Offensively, is there some things that needs to be changed? Of course. I'm not one of those people that's gonna say no. There's some things that don't need to be. No, some things need to be changed. As far as the deep shots, I'm one of those people that says take what the defense gives you. If it's one-on-one opportunity, take it. If it's not, take what you can get.
Right.
Avoid negative plays. That's the one thing I'm worried about. Avoid the negative plays. Penalties, sacks, tackles for loss. That's all I'm worried about. If we getting positive yards and keeping the ball moving, I'm fine. Yesterday we didn't do that. Yesterday was horrible, but yesterday is yesterday for a reason. No longer thinking about that. We moving on. We got Kentucky this week. This is a big game because they beat us 2 years in a row. We have to beat this team. You beat this team, you're now sitting at 4-1. You can be 6-1 going into the toughest part of your schedule. Everything is in front of you. That's the big thing for me. Yes, what happened on yesterday was horrible, and we don't need to revisit it that much. We know
Right.
some of the aspects that happened. Our starting right guard didn't even play. He was suspended for the game. They won't say it was a suspension, but for throwing that punch in the Tennessee game, Billy Napier said you're not gonna play. Even though he could have played in the second half, but he was like, "No, you're not gonna play. We don't do that." Our right tackle was suspended. I wish he was suspended for the whole game because he's not very good, and we know he's not very good. We've been watching him all the games. He's not a very good player. I wish number 74 was the starter, but you can't always get what you want. that's literally what this is about. I like the way Graham Mertz played on yesterday. We didn't put the ball into the end zone enough, but I like the way he played. He's still being efficient with the football. I believe he's top 15 in the country in completion percentage. The first Gator quarterback in 20 years, I think they said, to complete 70% of his passes in 4 straight games.
That's impressive.
20 years, bro.
That
20 years. Any
like,
way you
bro,
try to slice it, that's ridiculous.
I'm like, that's he's been. We've had a lot of bright spots with this team through 4 games, and he is, to me, like, I think I've told you this. I said our season coming into the season, I felt like how good we could be is slowly on the quarterback, and that could be right and that could be wrong because we have other issues. But he's performing really good. You know, he's standing in the pocket, making the right decisions. Even the one interception he thrown this year, really wasn't on him. It was just a drop pass, really. It should have been caught. But yeah, he's been good, man. Graham Mertz has been really solid for us. I like the toughness of that kid. He got knocked down a lot in that game yesterday,
That
which was
man was
unfortunate. But he
he
kept
was
getting up.
getting he was getting killed on yesterday. And the fact that he kept getting up and kept coming back onto the field showed me that he has a toughness that I wish the rest of this team embraced. But they behind him. That's one thing I do know about that. They are behind their quarterback. As far
I will
as
say this.
the running back situation, guys, number 2 is never not going to be the starter. That's he's not coming off the field. He's going to play because he's proven that he's worthy. Of course, he's gotten off to a bad start this year. He's not running the ball the way I thought he was going to run it so far this season. But I'm not worried about him. I'm not. When the time comes and we're going to need him, like we did need him last week against Tennessee, even though ETN had a big game, when we got down into that area where we had to put the ball in the end zone, he had 2 touchdowns. If you say ETN needs more carries, I'm not going to disagree with you there. I definitely agree. He is an explosive player. In a game against Charlotte, he shouldn't have to get that many carries.
That's true. Yeah, that's
I,
true.
I don't mind number two getting the amount of carries that he got. But I guarantee you next week ETN's gonna have about 15 to 20 carries. That's why I'm not worried
That's
about it.
that's that's what I'm. That's basically what I was saying. I feel like he should be getting more, but obviously, yeah, it was Charlotte. Um,
That's that's the reason I'm not worried about it. I'm not gonna get on here and say, oh well, he needs more carries, this, that, and the other. I understand his brother was on Twitter again, saying certain things. It's like, bro, there's no reason for that. We're playing
yeah,
Charlotte. I get it, but at the same time, I want your brothers. I want them fresh for the run when we're gonna need them.
right.
And Montreal also got hurt against Tennessee, so they probably wanted to get him some more work because he didn't play much against Tennessee. The reason ETN got all those carries was because Montreal got hurt. So
Yeah,
they want to keep them both fresh. They want to keep the rotation going. We all know that ETN is the better and more explosive back. We know that. But Billy Napier's system literally says nobody's gonna have so many more carries than somebody else when they're both capable of running the football. That's literally what he does. At UL, he had three backs that had 800 yards at one point. That's just how he runs his system.
yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you said. I just don't want these things to be a lingering issue going forward, man. Like, I don't want to be. I don't want this team to be at Kentucky next Saturday and we in the red zone. We get in the red zone all these times and we got to settle for field goals. I just don't want that to be constant, like a constant thing going on, man. Like, because there's no problem getting in the red zone. We can get down there. We've shown we can get in the red zone, obviously, without a problem. Without, like, unless we get like penalties or something. But you know, it's just I just don't want that, bro. I want us to be aggressive in the red zone, bro. It's like I don't know, man. It's just like it's a lot of things we could do better. But like you said, we're not. I don't know why a lot of people thought that we were going to be this juggernaut, not a juggernaut, but better than what we are, which we can improve. Like I always say, it's a week to week thing. I don't want to overreact, but it's definitely some things I want us to work on. But at Kentucky Saturday, man, that's going to be it's going to be a good test for us. Good test for this team. And after that, I think it's Vanderbilt.
I think so.
So so I think this team could definitely make some noise heading into Georgia week. We
I
have
think
we have that type of how can I say potential, especially with that defense. That defense is really good. It's young, but it's good. Castell was making plays. Castell, however you say his name, he was making plays, man. Shamar and Scooby, our D line. I mean, the talent is there on defense, man. That's why I feel like we have a good chance of being in almost every game, you know. But I don't really have too much to say about that game anymore. But I just wanna move on. I'm gonna just say it was a bad performance, and it's definitely things we can improve on. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not one of those who's gonna say, "Oh, fire Billy Napier." Nah, bro, I'm not doing all that. We not.
I think
I'm not.
people need to stop taking every conversation as coach talk and actually listen when he actually says something. He told
My
y'all
thing.
all week. He told y'all all week that it was a bad week of practice, basically. And you literally
Yeah.
said earlier you practice the way you play. And if it's a
Right.
bad week of practice and your coach is literally coming out and telling you that the team practiced bad, we weren't focused and everything, how do y'all think they're going to play on Saturday? Like,
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
sure
So
why.
so I'm
And that's
just
not, and it doesn't always
I'm
come
just
down to the
bro.
coach. Like
Like
that doesn't always come down to the coach. You have leaders on this team. Yes, your coach can only do certain things, but at the end of the day, the players step on the field, they have to make plays. I can say certain things about Billy Napier, but at the end of the day, he's going to give you opportunities to make plays on game day. It's up to you to go out there and play with that enthusiasm, play with that same spirit every single week. And I know, yes, you're coming off an emotional victory against Tennessee, one of your rivals. I get that. But you cannot let it lapse week to week. Great teams don't let it lapse week to week. The defense came with the same energy that they had last week. Outside of a couple plays from Charlotte, they couldn't really do much at all. So my defense, I can tell right now that I don't have to worry about that. My offense, yes, if Billy Napier, yes, he can do some things differently. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of veterans on that offense. A lot. My quarterback is a veteran. My starting running back is a junior. My backup running back is a sophomore who was freshman All-American last year. My best wide receiver is a fifth year or fourth year senior, whatever you want to call him. My offensive line, my center, even though he was out, he's been here 4 years. Austin Barber has been here 3 years. Michael Meskua, who transferred from Baylor, he's been in college 3 years. They have to step up and take on that responsibility and say, we can't have this again. We can't come out here and play like this against teams that we know we should dominate. We should look to dominate every opponent week to week. And we can't come off a victory like we had last week and then lay an egg this week. Now they got to get refocused. And that's, of course, that starts with Billy Napier. And he's going to get them refocused. I'm not worried about. But it's up to the players to step up and say, hey, there's nothing coach can do on Saturdays that's going to affect what we do on the field because we the ones that play the game. We have to. We got to man up. We can't let this stuff go on, and we have to be the change that we want to see, basically. So like I said, poor performance, man. It was an awful game.
Pathetic.
But it's a win. We move on to next week. We got Kentucky next week. We'll make our picks later in the show. But let's move on to the rest of college football, man. This week was, as y'all see in the title, it says "Come Back to Earth." That's no shots at anybody. It's just this week was a very interesting week of college football for a lot of teams.
Very.
You can start with the Florida Gators. You can go with LSU struggling to beat Arkansas. You can go with Notre Dame and Ohio State in a game that Notre Dame should have won that they blew at the end. You can go many different ways. A lot of people gonna see the title and think it's, oh, y'all taking shots at Prime. No, first of all, let's get into that game a little bit. Y'all got y'all asses kicked. It's nothing. It's nothing that we or anybody else needs to say about that. That was total domination from start to finish.
Oh man.
For all of the people writing the think pieces about Dan Lanning and how he coached that game and, oh, this was personal. Of course it's personal. For the last 3 weeks, y'all haven't talked about the Pac-12. Y'all haven't talked about Oregon. Y'all haven't talked about USC. The only story that came out of the Pac-12 has been Colorado. We know what the reason is for that. We know it as fans. But y'all think these other teams don't see this? Bro, Washington, undefeated. Washington State, undefeated. USC, undefeated. Oregon was undefeated. All playing good football. When teams talked about that conference and what was going on, they weren't talking about those 4 teams. Who are they talking about?
Colorado. Deion.
The biggest story in college football coming into this game was the hit that safety put on Travis Hunter. It wasn't about who Colorado was playing on Saturday. It was about whether this kid should have been suspended for hitting Travis Hunter late. That was the biggest story. You don't think other teams not gonna take that personal? Like, you my next opponent. I want to whip your ass. Like, it's no way around that, bro. Like, if y'all want to take what Dan Lanning said in his pregame speech, where he said they looking for clicks, we looking for wins. If y'all want to take that personal, that's on you. I love what he said. If I want to play for a coach, I want my coach to talk like that before the game. You think Prime ain't said the same thing in the locker room? Like, what are we
I
talking
just feel,
about here?
I just on that game, bro. We both picked Oregon.
We knew who the better team
Uh,
was because we're not stupid. Like,
it's just how can I? They're about to start playing athletes that are like, yeah, those athletes on that side of the field are better, if not possibly better. They got USC next weekend, and obviously, you know, we already
the
know
the
who
best
coming
the
into
best
town.
player the best player in college football. That's
Yeah,
just
we don't. You know who coming into town. It's not. It's no need to be the sugar coated. They know who coming into town, and that defense, bro. That Colorado defense. I said this on our last episode. They're not good, but they get through those 3 games. They had got stops when they needed to against teams that aren't good. So if you're taking that type of defense against the quarterbacks you're about to start playing, well, obviously we just saw how that looked against Bo Nix. Obviously you played without your best player, Travis Hunter, which you know I feel like they would have still lost. But
oh they were still getting blown
I'm gonna
out
just throw
whether
some numbers
Travis
out.
played or not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some numbers out there. Bo Nix was 28 for 33 with 276 yards, 3 touchdowns on one rush, and 1 rushing touchdown. And he threw a pick, but yeah. So, oh, and their receiver, that man had 8 catches, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, at some point, bro, Colorado, like the corners, y'all playing for pride, bro, because every single time that man threw the ball, like literally, bro, all I seen was the back of Colorado corners jerseys. And then they couldn't stop a nosebleed on the ground. Like, they just, like, he said this. He said this. We about 7 or 8 dogs away from going to where I really want to take this thing. He said this before.
Yeah, he did.
Bro, that
It's
Colorado
a
defense,
it's a lie, but it's he did say it.
those is his words.
Yeah, that's what he
That
said. They're
Colorado
they're
defense, bro.
much more than 7 8 dogs from being where they want
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah.
But
But yeah, yeah,
but yeah,
forget all that right now. But that Colorado defense, bro, like I really felt like yesterday I was watching some niggas off the street. Just, hey, y'all want to play tomorrow? Like, yeah, that's what I felt like I was watching. That was one of the worst defensive performances I've ever seen. And Shador Sanders, he got sacked like how many times? Like five, like what, 5 times, 7 times? I don't remember the number,
more than he
but
should have been.
hell, he got sacked a lot. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
And
Yeah, more
it
than he should have
wasn't
been.
it
And he
wasn't
was
just
holding on
on
the ball for
it wasn't
which,
just it wasn't just on the O line. It was he played a part in
yeah,
that as well.
yeah, he held the ball for too long and you know, kept getting sacked. Guys wasn't really getting open. Uh, and that Oregon defense, man, they just showed up. And really that 6 don't matter to me, bro, because really, realistically, to me, they got shut out. Bro, that was abysmal, bro. Like that was a trash performance. And Dion said it. We was hot garbage. That's kind of an understatement, but I mean, bro, they just got outcoached in every way possible, bro. That's all I can really say, bro. Troy Franklin, he had a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Hell of a game, man. Like I said, 8 catches, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nobody could cover that kid. Um, and Oregon, you can tell, bro, how they was playing. Like they just, it's like they like you pretty much said it. Uh, all the talk was about Colorado this, Colorado that, Dion this, Dion that, Shador this, Shador that. Even though he didn't play, Travis Hunter this, Travis Hunter that. They just showed up to play, and Colorado players, showed up, all cocky, stepping on the logo. I know people remember that. Um, that was just that was just a humble moment. Like, hey, y'all not as good as y'all think y'all are, but you know, us real college football fans, we kind of, I mean, we I'm not gonna say we seen it coming, but damn it, we seen this coming against Oregon, which, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it'd probably be like 44 to like 30 or some shit like that. I wasn't predicting that, but what happened, but that shit was ugly, bro. It
Yeah,
it, it, it
absolutely.
got ugly quick.
They that should show that Colorado shouldn't have been in the top 25 to begin with. Um, and the same
Do
thing
you
goes for us.
think?
I don't think we're a top 25 team either. I'm not
But
mad that we're
let
in,
me let
but
me let me say this. I'm not even gonna ask you because I'm about to ask you something. We all know why they got that ranking. It was just off pure hype.
yeah, absolutely. They're
We
gonna
all know that.
they're gonna they're gonna lose again this week. I already predicted that. And from here, like I said, after getting beat like that on the field, it's up to y'all to decide what y'all want to do. Either this can go one of two ways. Either y'all gonna man up and play better next week, or y'all gonna fold and the rest of y'all season gonna turn into a shit show. Um, 6 wins might be
That's an
six wins.
upgrade, bro.
6 wins is an upgrade as far as record wise, but in that locker room, 6 wins is not acceptable.
It's not,
And I know
but
I know Prime don't accept that either.
but
Um,
bro, yeah, he's not gonna accept it. But
yeah,
one
he's
and
he's not.
11, 1-11 last year, and you go. I say they get 7 wins. 1-11, bro, and you potentially won 7 games, 6 or 7 games, bro. Yeah, it's definitely an upgrade off last year.
The
But
problem the
yeah,
problem with that is 1-11. That team is not here anymore. All of those players are gone. There's 80 new players on this team, so that 1-11 record has nothing to do with this current Colorado team. Everybody that brings that up, that has nothing to do with these players. This is a whole new team, and this is whatever their record is. That's who they are. Um, 6 wins, like I said, 6 wins is an improvement from last year's record, but last year's team is no longer here. All of them are gone.
right,
Like, so 6-6 is not going to be acceptable for Prime. He knows he has some players that he needs to go get. Of course, every team needs to reload in the off season, this, that, and the other. 6 wins is not acceptable. It may be acceptable for some of them other players on that team because they know, hey, Colorado was bad, but for Prime, no. He knows his team has some talent. He knows his team is better than what they were supposed to be. Um, but no, six wins for him. Yeah, he's definitely not going to accept that, and that's a good thing for a coach. When you know that your team can be better than they may finish, then that's a good thing for you. That's not a shot or anything. That's just a
I
coach
just
knowing that he has to have his team better, and it's just gonna be a wake up call for them because it's like, and then they're stepping into a new conference next year. Obviously the Texas and Oklahoma not going to be there, but it's still going to be tough to win in that conference. Again, it's not just going to be a cakewalk, and we know that circumstances happen that can change the outcome of many different seasons. Um, like last night, if number 18 is seriously hurt for Ohio State, their season is over.
right.
Like, I'm just going to be honest. Certain players get hurt, seasons change. If number 13 goes down for USC, we're hoping that doesn't happen. But if he does, we're not talking about them like this. If I tell you what, if number 2 goes down for Colorado, hey,
Bro, I don't even know who the backup is.
I I don't. So
I don't
that's
know
but
who the back.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it was. I don't like the think pieces that came from it. Everybody's saying, "Oh well, y'all were wishing on Prime's downfall." No, everybody's not wishing on Prime's downfall. Of course, there are some people out there who just hate Prime because of what he brings to the coaching ranks, this, that, and the other. Yes, of
Right.
course. That's always going to be. It doesn't matter who the coach is. You think people don't hate Nick Saban because of that? Because he's always winning? Like, you don't think people
I
hated
just feel
Urban
like
Meyer when he was at
I,
Florida and we was winning? Like,
I just
there's
I
always
just
going to
feel
be people that hate him, bro. It's always going to be like that.
I
But
don't I
that narrative needs to stop being pushed because that's not the reason that Dan Lanning said what he said. He wants his team to get that same recognition, and they just blew out the team that y'all been hyping all week. We knew, real fans knew that game was not going to be close. We didn't think it was going to be like that, but we knew it was going to be bad. But we didn't think it was going to be 42-0. Like,
yeah. Um I don't think with far as like hating him as a coach, I don't it's not that it's not that I just feel like how he does things make that's why people some don't like his style. And I'm like, he always been like that. He just a coach now.
yeah,
So that could be a thing. And I don't like how people want to play the race card. Like, we not doing that, bro. I want that man to succeed, but that don't have anything to do why I feel that don't have anything to do. Let me say this again. That doesn't have anything to do with why I feel like his team is not that good. I just feel like in that conference with all these teams, they are not better than I really can go down the list. They're not they're not better than USC. They're not better than Oregon, obviously. Not better than Washington State. Not better than Washington. Not better than Utah. Not better than Oregon State. That's like 6 teams. I know I'm probably missing some more.
UCLA.
Um, UCLA. That's
They're
7.
probably on the same level as UCLA, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So
So they're basically the seventh or eighth best team in the conference.
so why? I just hate how it has to be a race thing. Like, people put race in this. Leave that shit for politics or something else, bro. This is football, bro. Like, yeah, racism happens, sports, all that other shit, sports, entertainment, politics. Racism is, throughout the world, but I just don't want it to say, oh, it's some like black people, oh, just because we're picking against Dion, we Uncle Toms or some shit like that. No, I just don't think his team is that good at this moment. So y'all can say what y'all want, but personally, I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language, but I really don't, bro. Cause I don't really say much on Twitter on certain topics, and I'm just watching, bro. I'm just like, oh, I saw somebody on Twitter say, if you rooting against Dion, that's anti-black. We're not rooting against Dion. I'm for Dion. I want Dion to succeed. Hell, I love Dion as a football player. I like his confidence. But that don't got shit to do. That don't got shit to do with when his team touched that field on Saturday. If they stink, we're gonna call it out. If they good, we're gonna salute it. Like, bro, that's all it is, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm just tired of that shit. People always want to put race into some
Oh
bullshit, and I
man.
don't got nothing to do with that. Like, what are we doing? Why in this world does everything gotta be about black and white? And I hate that it is. Bro, like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely people out here that want him to fail. It's definitely people out
Oh
here that want him to
man.
fail. I'm not one of them. I want him to succeed. Because black coaches, they don't really get the same opportunities as white coaches, and that's a fact. But but all that playing race when it comes to Dion, we're not doing that on this platform. This podcast now, I'm not allowing that shit, bro. We not doing that. I want
Oh
that man to
man.
succeed. I'm a fan of his son, Shador Sanders. I like the kid. I think highly of him, actually. But look, man, the better team won. and it is what it is, man. Like like not even the better team won. The better team whooped y'all ass. That's what it is. So all that racism bullshit, y'all can take that shit another way, bro. Like fuck out of here with that. We not doing that.
Hey man,
I'm
all I'm gonna
not
say,
allowing that shit, dog.
all, all I'm gonna say is this, bro. It's not. It's never been about race with Prime, and I knew as soon as he lost his first game, people were gonna be like, y'all rooting against a fellow black man, this, that, and the other. No, we just know that that team is not as good as their ranking showed. It's just that simple. That's all it's about. They're not the number 18 team in college football. They weren't, and or 19 or whatever they were. Oregon, on the other hand, deserves their ranking. Like
Yeah,
that team is very good.
listen. I don't want to spend too much time talking about Colorado because it's other teams in that conference that needs that love, and I'm gonna get to that too. But Oregon, they played phenomenal, bro. They played phenomenal, and Lanning, he had, like I said, he's a defensive guy. He had that defense ready. Bo Nix, I'm gonna get to him later too. I'm gonna just say, man, they played a hell of a game, bro, in all phases. And
Absolutely.
now, as that Oregon team, you still gotta play the rest of your season. Don't just get
Yes.
too caught up in, oh, we beat the Cinderella story type team or whatever, however you want to say it. You still got to get up for next Saturday and the rest of y'all games because the road
I
not
don't.
over yet. It's really
I don't think.
started.
I honestly don't think they care about it much. They got that win out the way and they're moving forward.
Yeah,
Their goals are much bigger than Prime in Colorado.
exactly.
It just so happened that this is the next opponent that they had to face. And that's all there is to it. There's nothing else behind it. Like I said, they went and shook hands together at the end of the game. They gave each other an embrace and they moved forward. There was no animosity or anything. And like Prime said, you better, if you want to get me now, you better get me now because in 2 years my team's gonna be really good, which we expect. We expect this team to
Uh,
be really good.
I have a question about that though.
Go ahead.
Um, so he doesn't want Shador to leave, which me personally, just my opinion, I
I
think
want
he
it to
doesn't
play out.
leave. Huh?
I want the season to play out before I see what see where I'm at on that decision.
Yeah. He said he don't want him to, he said he want both his sons to come back when they I don't know if you saw the video when they was at the Denver Bronco game. Um they was saying well he was saying something about Shiloh said something about we gotta play them or some shit he was saying. And Dion was like, y'all not leaving or something like that. And then they put the camera on Shador's face and he was just looking at him in one of them
Mm-hmm.
funny faces.
Yeah,
And it's like maybe he wants him, not even maybe, I think he wants him to stay because he know deep down he don't got shit behind him. Or it could just be, I want you to come back because I feel like we'll be better next year.
yeah,
But
of course.
bro, I don't think if Shador leave, bro, I don't know who the hell gonna be their quarterback. Maybe they get somebody
He'll
out the portal.
he'll find somebody. Um, will they be able to play at this level? I'm not sure about that, but his first step should be fixing that O line. That should be the first
And
step. Um, if you want a quarterback to come in and play well, fix your O line.
D line,
The D line, I think is going to come in time because
and he's
their D
big
line,
boy.
their D line coach in a year or two is going to be Warren Sapp. I think he'll be able to get some guys in that building. Um,
That guy.
you got to fix your offensive line first. If you want the quarterback to come and be successful, if you don't want your son to get killed the rest of this year, fix your offensive line. I know it's not going to be great, but at least find some guys that actually want to play. Because
Right.
them guys yesterday, some of them look like they didn't even want to be there.
Right.
So fix that first, and then we can move forward. Then we can move forward and go into that. But let's keep moving forward because there's a few more games we want to discuss. and there's a new segment we got to get to just in a minute. But other games this week: LSU Arkansas. LSU won 34-31. I didn't watch the game because I was watching another one, but I did expect LSU to struggle, which they always do struggle against Arkansas because it's a rivalry game. Um, I don't know. I'm just confused about that team. On some moments, I think they could be really good, and then there's other moments I'm just like, they're gonna lose at least 3 games. So it's like I don't know, bro. I really don't know. That Arkansas team, I will say this: that team right there, they in trouble. Um, it's bad. Uh, KJ Jefferson, people said he was the best or second best quarterback in the SEC. Hate to tell y'all this, he ain't even top 5. Just be honest.
Who your top five?
Top 5 at the moment in the SEC.
No
Spencer
order.
Rattler gets a spot. I think Spencer Rattler's been playing well, so he gets a spot. Graham Mertz gets a spot. No, the stats ain't great, but he gets a spot. Jaden Daniels gets a spot. I gotta give Connor Wegman a spot, even though he got hurt. I hope he's not seriously hurt. But he's played well early in the season, and that's 4. And the last spot, I I think it has to go to Brady Cook and Mizzou. I think it has to. If a certain guy didn't get taken out and not play last week, he would be in my top 5 because I think he gives his team the best chance to win, and I've always said that.
Who are you talking about?
That's Jalen Milroe, who
Okay.
led Alabama to a win on yesterday, 24-10 over Ole Miss, even though it wasn't pretty. But I think they found a formula that can help them improve. They have to let him play. Stop the drop back passing 40 times a game, this, that, and the other. That's not his style. Take the shots
Bro,
down the field. You have the receivers to take the shots
bro.
down the field. Like
That interception he threw yesterday, that shit was ugly.
he is good. He is good for at least one ugly interception almost every week. And then he'll come back with the throw that he made on the touchdown to number 14,
Yeah.
or the deep pass to Jermaine Burton, and you'll be like,
Mhm.
bro, why, bro?
That was
Like
a hell of a catch, though. That was a hell of a catch.
that Burton catch was ridiculous. I'm still not sure how he found that football because at first it looked like he lost it, and then all of a sudden he just ended up sliding on the ground making the catch. So I don't know, but I will say this: that defense came around yesterday. I knew they were going to play better after what they showed the week before, but they definitely
Yeah.
showed up yesterday, and they look really good. Shout out to number 15 for actually showing up yesterday. I appreciate you for that. It's about time you it's about time you actually showed up for a game this year. Yeah, I was it was getting a little ugly for a moment. But yeah. Also, we're not gonna talk about this game because we got a spotlight or we got something that we want to say, especially about that kid. So I'm not gonna bring him up just yet. But man, it's some good football. I'm trying to decide, man. Should we look at next week or should we go into the brand new segment that we got? I don't know.
Brand new segment.
Let's go with it. You know what? We just gonna go with it. We're going into a brand new segment this week. We're gonna try to do this every week, and you know what? It has nothing to do with me. This is all about my co-host right here. So I'm gonna let him take the floor. It's gonna be all about him. So, my brother, it's all about you. New segment. Let him know what it's about, bro. Go ahead.
Man. So, the new segment, it's called Cory Spotlight. You like how I get that right there. Cory Spotlight. But no, on a serious note, every time we record, I'm gonna highlight 3 players from college football, and I'm gonna highlight them and their performances and how well they did. Not just for college football, it's gonna be for NFL and NBA. I'm working on some things with that, but Yeah, but for right now, since it's college football season, and that's what we talking about right now, that's what it's gonna be. So, first guy I want to spotlight. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Bo Nix. Oh my God! You went from what the fuck are you doing at Auburn to this man is a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Go
28 of
ahead, bro. Go ahead,
33,
bro.
276 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. My
Well,
and he heard the Shador Sanders, all the hype behind Shador. Granted, well deserved. Shout out to Shador, even though they had a bad game yesterday. Bo Nix, man, he was the best quarterback on the field, you know, and that's what it is, man. He helped Oregon to a dominating win, and he's looking like he could potentially be a Heisman candidate. And salute to that kid, and and I hope he stays healthy going forward for Oregon. That's my number one guy on Cory Spotlight.
just a video.
So,
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
so for my number two guy, oh my God, for my number two guy, man, this is the second week in a row, bro. Second week in a row that I got a receiver from LSU, man. What are they putting in the water down there? Oh my God, what they put in the water. So last week I had Malik Neighbors, one of the best in the country, But this week, this time, we got his counterpart, Brian Thomas. 5 catches, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Man, that kid made some plays. You know, he had, he had, how can I say, to Brian Thomas for being on Cory Spotlight, the number two guy. The other guy who was on last week, Malik Neighbors, he had a hell of a game too. But he's not on the spotlight this week. He was on the last week. He had 8 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Salute to him. But I'm gonna give you your love, but Brian Thomas, he gonna get all my love and all my saluteness. That's not even a word. But yeah. So yeah. So shout out to Brian Thomas, man. Stay healthy going forward for LSU. I hope y'all have uh uh a good season, just not against us. Um, so that's my second guy. And for the third guy, oh, I wish I had a drum roll or something. I wish I had a drum roll. Um, for the third guy, I got the most underrated quarterback in college football right now.
Talk that talk, bro.
This is this is starting to come. Well, he is starting to get that love.
Talk that talk,
Cam
bro.
Ward.
Talk that
Cam
talk, bro.
fucking Ward. The most underrated quarterback in college football. If you haven't seen this kid play, I don't even know what to say, bro. And mind you, I know their games come on a little late. They on West Coast time or whatever out there. Um, but this guy, he's on Cory Spotlight. He had a hell of a game for Washington State. They took down Oregon State. He was 28 or 34, 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdowns. Bro, that's not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 total touchdowns, my brother. 5. Cam, in this season, but I'm gonna still talk about him some. See, last year he wasn't he showed, but he it was still all new to him. That was his first year with Washington State. Um, so but this year is he's starting to really break out, and I want people to keep an eye on not only him but this team. They could potentially shake some things up in the Pac-12. That defense is good for Pac-12 standards. Um, and obviously him, I feel like he's the most underrated quarterback in college football. And I've said this on our Instagram page. Somebody will get a gem in the NFL draft, assuming he comes out, which I think he will. Um, excuse me. There are there isn't there is not many quarterbacks in college football better than him. Not many. Not many. Let's just say this. I'll say if you're gonna say Caleb, Drake, hey, I'll give you okay. That's fair. But even Michael Penix, salute to that kid too, because he's a beast. Salute to him. But the rest of them guys, hey man, them guys not touching him, bro. Them guys not touching him. He different. He he is him. He is him. Cam Ward is him. And I'm gonna say it because not a lot of people know about him. Cam Ward is him. And he's starting to show it, man. So I'm gonna give my flowers to that kid, man. They undefeated. They playing some good ball. He's playing some good ball. His receivers, though, Kyle Williams, 7 catches, 174 yards, 1 touchdown. Josh Kelly, who had one of the best catches during the weekend, 8
Speaking
catches,
of speaking of
159 yards.
speaking of that, you said one of the best catches of the weekend. I think I should go ahead and put that catch up one more time.
Oh, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Let me put that catch up. Let me put that catch up one more time for y'all to see it. He actually had two of these in the same game. So the first one
3 touchdowns
set Washington
that game,
State
too.
up 7-0, bro. Like down the sideline, one-handed catch. Just look at that, bro. Just look at that. That is absolutely ridiculous right there. And you know what?
Ridiculous.
Let me see. Let me see. I don't have the I don't have the last one. I don't have the last one, but I don't have the last play. But I'm going to see if we can put it up on our social media pages for y'all to see it, so y'all can see just how ridiculous that kid was playing. Man, he had an amazing game. Like it was one of those games, man, when it was just like, oh my goodness, these kids, yeah, they that Washington State team is like that, bro. They like
I
that.
will say this. That Washington State and Washington game is going to be must see TV.
It's gonna be so fun. So fun to watch. And that was our new segment, man, called Cory Spotlight. And like I said, man, we're gonna have that every single week on the show. Just let my guy highlight some players, man. Give him that
Or
airtime. We trying to get him out there, man. Whatever he wants to do with that segment, it's called Cory Spotlight. So it's all on him. Whatever he wants to do, that's what it's gonna be.
y'all, if you wanna, DM me some people, some players, anybody who
Yeah, if
watching
you
y'all
if
want.
you got somebody you want to spotlight, let's say it's HBCU and we didn't get to see the game, send the film in. We'll add them to the show. If you got a child at home, playing in a little Pop Warner league and he go off, send it in, bro. We might just hype it up. You never know. You just never know. You never know. Like I said, you never know with Cory Spotlight, bro. You never know.
Never know, bro.
So look, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's look ahead real quick, because we still got to do some NFL predictions before the kickoff start. Um, let's look at next week in college football. We do have some big games on next week. So let's tune into them just a little bit. First game we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Utah traveling on the road to Oregon State. That game is on Friday night.
Woo!
That Utah, bro. Look, this is all I'm gonna say. for everybody that was clowning the Florida Gators when they played Utah, y'all see now that Utah defense is legit. I don't care what nobody say. That offense may be a little bit of an issue. Their quarterback, he's still not back yet. But that defense,
That defense real.
hey, hey man. So
That defense
Utah
real.
traveling to Oregon State. Oregon State obviously coming off the loss this weekend to Washington State. Who you taking in that game?
I'm gonna take Utah. I don't think, especially against his defense. I think Uwe Angale will struggle. Um, I definitely think he will throw a pick or two. Uh, I just, man, that defense, bro. Like you pretty much said it. I low key was leaning towards Oregon State at first, but I'm gonna take Utah.
Bet. I don't see nothing wrong with that pick because I'm taking Utah as well. Um, that defense is really good. I know Oregon State's defense is good. They just played Cam Ward and Washington State this week, so I get it. But I expect them to come out with a win. Close game, probably something like 24-17.
Right. That ain't bad.
All right, next up for us, we move forward. I'm pretty sure we know who we're picking in this game. I want to know what your score prediction is going to be. But Colorado playing USC at home. What's your score prediction? We already said who we got winning, but what's your score prediction for that game?
I'm gonna say 42. I'm gonna say 42 to. Nah. I'm gonna say 45. I'm gonna say 45 to 28.
45-28. Okay, not bad. Somewhere in the vicinity of mine. I think I'm gonna go 48-24. I'm gonna go 48-24 as I don't think USC's defense is as good as Oregon's, but I think their offense is probably a little better.
Bro, that
Yeah, I think USC's defense is playable. I don't think they're great, but I think they're passable with what they want to do. But
that trash.
but that Colorado defense is just so bad that it just I don't really know what else to say about that. And this is
And
no hate. This is no hate, no slight to the kid. But when Shiloh Sanders is your best defensive player with your best player
wow,
altogether out, it's a problem.
wow. Hey, I'm gonna leave
Hey,
that
bro.
alone.
Hey,
I'm gonna just say Brant. I'm gonna say Brant. He's taking home. He's definitely taking home a kick return or punt return. One of the two.
he's probably gonna be the best player on the field on Saturday again, and he's probably
Yeah.
gonna be the best player on the field in 90% of USC's games this year. Moving forward, there's some pretty good games on tap, which is crazy. I didn't think it was gonna be that good of a slate. Um,
Yeah.
but this one is gonna be real interesting. Kansas on the road at Texas. Kansas is gonna be ranked. They're 4-0.
Kansas at
Kansas
Texas.
at Texas. Who you got?
If this was Texas at Kansas, I ain't gonna lie. I would have took Kansas. Man, this is a tricky one. This is tricky.
Do you want me to go first, bro? Do you want me to give you some time?
Nah, bro. Nah. And they both undefeated. Well, Kansas undefeated, right?
Yeah, both teams are 4-0.
You know what?
Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. I know you. Don't do it.
Man,
Don't do it, bro.
I can't do it because I'm thinking long term. I'm gonna go with Texas in a close one.
Okay. Not bad. But I'm not. I'm going with Kansas. Upset of the week. Jalen Daniels gonna put on a show. I like
Yeah.
my guys Kansas. I
I'm gonna
like
go with Texas.
Kansas winning that game, man. I got Kansas winning that game, and a close one though, like something like maybe 31-28 or something like that, maybe 34-31. It's gonna be a close game, but I got Kansas pulling out the win. Big win. That would be huge. Like that would be incredible. But I got them getting a win. You know what I'm saying? I like Kansas, man. I like Kansas in that game. Let's keep on moving forward. LSU going to Ole Miss. I know who we're picking, but
I got Ole Miss.
bro, stop lying, bro.
I'm dead. I got Ole Miss.
Bro, stop lying. Why you got to do this, bro? Why you got to do this, bro? Stop lying, bro.
No, let me stop because I'm not a Jackson Dart guy. I don't like that guy. I'm not too. And how did they got like 4 quarterbacks, like three or 4 quarterbacks?
Have Jackson
right?
Dart. Jackson Dart. What's his name? Sanders. They used to play at Oklahoma State. What's his name that transferred from LSU?
Walker Howard.
Yeah. And I can't remember the other one, but yeah, all of them were highly recruited quarterbacks. But yeah, they're not winning that game. LSU wins 41-20.
I'll say 38-24.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Let's keep it moving. This one should be a good one. Notre Dame, after that heartbreaking loss on yesterday, going to Duke.
I got Duke.
What?
I'm going with Duke.
What?
Wow. I'm really picking Duke football.
You know what? I gotta hit you with this, bro. I gotta hit you with this, bro.
I'm going with Duke. I'm going with Duke.
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way you going with Duke, bro.
I'm going with Duke.
You know what? Fine. Go with Duke. I got Notre Dame rebounding.
Wait, hold on. Wait. I picked against Notre Dame last weekend. I'm picking against them this weekend.
Yeah, you picked against them, and they should have. They made me mad, bro, because I picked them to win. Marcus Freeman, I believed in you, bro. I believed in you. Let me look into the camera. I believed in you, bro. I believed in you, and you let me down.
That's me first.
You let me down. Look, bro, y'all had the game. Y'all moved the football. Y'all got the ball 1st and 10. Why did you call a pass play and your quarterback get sacked? Why? You messed up the drive and you left too much time on the clock. You know what? Then y'all had 10 people on the field for the final play of the game. God damn it.
He said he ain't want them to get a flag.
You know what?
Oh, my God.
I don't care. I don't care, bro. You blew it. But you got a chance to rebound. Bro. You got a chance to rebound this week when you play Duke. I'm taking y'all to win again. Don't let me down, because if you do, I'm not picking you anymore. I'm just letting you know that. I'm not. Don't let me down. All right, cool. Got that out the way. Next up, South Carolina at Tennessee. Who you got?
South Carolina.
Absolutely. That's who I'm picking too. Spencer Rattler going to be the best quarterback on the field. That other guy sucks. Last game we're going to pick, I just want the final score. Florida at Kentucky. Give me the score prediction for the game.
24-17.
Not bad. I'm gonna go 27-13. I don't think Kentucky gets to 20 points. So 27-13 is my prediction. That's what I'm going with. All right, let's move forward, man.
Wait. Say that score again.
27-13.
I'm gonna say 24-13. My bad. 24-13.
Not bad. I just don't. That Kentucky team doesn't move me. They 4-0, but they don't move me.
Shit.
All right, man. We got about 25 minutes until kickoff of the NFL. And it's a decent slate of games. It looks like the Saints are going to get off easy with all the Packers injuries happening today, so we don't need to talk about that one.
Wait, hold on. Who hurt in the Packers game? In the Packers
Aaron Jones is out.
Watson
Christian Washington is out. Who else? There was a defensive player that is out. I believe is it not Jair? Let me see if I can find it. I saw it. Shoot. I think it is Jair Alexander. If I'm not
Jair out?
if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check this once. They were talking about it, and I was like, well, who's out? Oh, Bakhtiari, they're starting left tackle. He's out.
Yeah, I knew about that one.
Yeah, those three.
Jair.
Those three. Not Jair. It's those three that I said. Aaron Jones,
Oh, okay. That's
Christian
like they was
Watson,
out last
David
week.
Bakhtiari.
They was out last week.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they were out last week, and that's one of the reasons they didn't win. I'm just gonna say this about this one guy on this Packers roster. That guy is not good. AJ Dillon, he sucks. He's absolutely horrible. That guy is trash. He looked like Trent Richardson after that rookie year. That's how bad he is.
Oh wow. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and start picking. Let's
that's
go ahead and
that's
start
how
picking.
bad he is. All right,
Let's go ahead.
let's all right. Let's
Let's
pick
go ahead
let's
and start
pick a few
picking.
games, bro. Because we let's pick a few games, bro. First one, let's see. Who are we gonna go with? It's been a lot of talk about this game, and I don't really think it's gonna be that good of a game. But this guy said he needs to play better, and he will play better this week. But Bears at Chiefs.
Don't
I,
ask me
we
that
we
question.
know we know who we're picking. We know who we're picking. Does Justin Fields play better this week, or does his bad season continue? Because
Um,
he's been horrible.
he plays better, but they still lose.
No, they're definitely losing. Like that's not a question, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's not a question. I don't have them winning, but yeah, that's been the talk. He blamed it on the offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator didn't come out, but the coach said, "Look, he just got to play better. This, that, and the other." I just think he's playing bad. That's basically what I think it is. Yeah, I think he's just playing some horrible football right now, and it's not good, not good at all. Um, I don't know. I just can't fall for the Justin Fields hype right now. You're talking about somebody that was being talked about as possibly the MVP of the year before the season even started. Um, I just don't see it. I don't see it at this moment. And even when you upgraded,
Fields.
yeah, with Justin Fields, even when you upgraded the talent level around him, it still looks like he's the same player. So yeah, but no, I'm not gonna pick them to beat the Chiefs. Like, come on now, let's
I
be
got a
honest.
question though. Why does Zach Wilson get more slander than Justin Fields, and Justin Fields doesn't get any slander? It's always, oh, the franchise or the coaching and all this other bullshit. But with Zach, it's why you throwing that pass, or he's not reading the field, or or he's not ready to lead a franchise, or he's not a leader of men. He's still a little boy. All this other shit. Why is it that with him, but with Fields, it's what I just said?
You know why?
Is it because Zach went number 2 and Fields went what, like number 11?
Yeah, you know why?
I don't like that, bro, because the argument can be made. Not even an argument. They literally gave you what you needed. A wide receiver one who's not being used correctly, which I will say that is on coaching that part. You have Darnell Mooney, who's solid. Claypool, he needs to, I don't know what the fuck he needs to do. These are all players we've seen make plays. We can say what we want about Claypool, but we've seen him make plays, and I just don't get it. And with Zach, he playing behind a bad O line,
Horrible O line.
horrible O
Probably
line,
the worst in the league. But we're not
and
done.
he wasn't even expected to play this year.
Nope.
So, and who's turned the ball over more in their career? Isn't it Fields?
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe it is okay. He plays in New York, so that's kind of why. But
This is the thing that people don't realize. Justin Fields has started more games than Zach Wilson has, even with Zach Wilson being the number 2 quarterback. Justin Fields has started more games. He started 27. I think Zach has started like 24 or something like that. Justin Fields has thrown more passes. He's thrown 2 more interceptions. Justin Fields in 3 years has 31 fumbles. That's a ridiculous number for a quarterback. Ridiculous. We know he's gonna fumble because when you get sacked in the pocket and you don't see him coming, of course you're probably gonna fumble the football. But 31 is ridiculous. Yes, we know about the rushing yards. The rushing yards are great. He's a great runner. We get that. But at the end of the day, if you want to be a successful quarterback, you have to be able to throw the football from the pocket. He has not been consistent in doing that. He's been slow in making reads, holding on to the ball for too long, taking unnecessary sacks, and sometimes he's just inaccurate. But he's not going to get that same slander that everybody else gets because they're going to say, oh, the organization is bad, the O-line is bad. All these excuses are being made for him when he's just playing horribly. And it's crazy because before the season started, everybody said Justin Fields was a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. He's never
what?
been that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, I remember
Yes.
the 100
Yes.
the 100 NFL player countdown.
And that's NFL players saying that. His own peers saying Justin Fields is a better player than Trevor Lawrence. He's never been better than Trevor Lawrence. Ever. Don't bring up that playoff game in college football and say that Justin Fields is better than Trevor Lawrence. No, he wasn't. No. He was not. Stop.
Oh God, bro.
We're not doing that. He's not better than Trevor Lawrence. He probably never will be better than Trevor Lawrence. Honestly, Trevor Lawrence is a top 8 quarterback in the NFL right now.
How old is he? 24?
If Trevor Lawrence played anywhere else but Jacksonville, he would be getting the hype that Justin Fields got before the season started.
How old is Trevor Lawrence?
He should be 24.
23, 24. Okay. If we would have got that first pick and got Trevor Lawrence, bro.
Trevor Lawrence is 23 years old. He's 23 years old. If we don't win that game, that unnecessary win that we had, and he's our quarterback, we're a playoff team last year.
Yeah, but we probably don't have.
We probably don't end up with Sauce. But that's not a problem for me. We can get somebody else.
Do we end up with Garrett though?
We may not end up with Garrett. Let's say you end up with Olave.
I mean, Olave, bro.
Olave Cole. He's not better than Garrett, but he's right there.
Yeah. I like Olave.
He's right. I
like him, but bro, Garrett, bro, that shit he did against the Cowboys, that catch, like, he just took that shit to the house, like, bro. This man was on his way to winning Offensive Player of the Year, bro. If A-Rod ain't get hurt, but hell, shit, I can't even say that because shit, A-Rod probably would have got hurt sooner or later with that fucking O-line. But I'm not gonna talk about that. What's the next game?
All right, next game we're gonna choose. Next game we're gonna choose. Let's hurry up and get through this because they got about 15 minutes before kickoff. Undefeated Atlanta Falcons playing Detroit. Who you got?
At Detroit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Detroit.
I'm going with Detroit as well. Your New Orleans Saints.
Nigga, please.
I had to throw you off with that. But no, we're not picking that game. We're not picking that game.
I
No.
got the Packers.
I was gonna pick the Packers if those players weren't hurt, but I'm not taking them.
I got
But they are playing at home, so they might make something happen. You never know.
Yeah, I got the Packers.
Two 0-2 teams trying to get a win, and I will say this: if this one team don't win, that coach might be fired. Chargers at Vikings.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
I'm gonna say this: if the Chargers lose this week, Brandon Staley's probably fired. That's
He
just the
should be
reality.
fired.
He should have been fired, but yeah, if they lose today, he's out of there. No reason for this team to be 0-3. I'm gonna just be honest about that. Maybe 1-1, but if they lose today, he's out of there. I don't
He
care.
should have got fired when they lost that playoff game because of him. But they tried to
Yes.
say it's because of her. Fuck.
Yes. He should have been fired. But you know how this goes. So we're not gonna get into that. Two more games to pick. Buffalo going to Washington. Washington 2-0. Who you got? I don't know, man. Did you make your pick? I didn't hear it.
What was the pick? I mean, what was the game?
Washington playing at home against Buffalo.
Oh, my bad, because it had like froze up a little bit. I guess I'll take Buffalo.
I think I'll go with them too, even though I don't like that team. But I think it's gonna be a close game, maybe like 20, 24, 21 or something like that. Final game, the game that kicks off in about a little over 10 minutes. Patriots at Jets. We got to get this win.
Jets, Jets.
We got to get this win, bro. They've beaten us 14 times in a row.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's sad.
Ridiculous at this point. Like Garrett Wilson said, I've lost to them twice. I can't do it again.
If not now, bro, when? You know?
Can't do it again. Give me the score prediction.
23-14. No, 24-14. Nah. 27-14.
Not bad. I think we get the win. We're gonna run the football. It's raining, so we should run the football a lot. So I'm gonna go 20 to 13.
I think we force 2 turnovers. I like Brees for 101 touchdown. And I think Zach throws 1 touchdown. Nah, I think he throws 2 touchdowns.
I don't think he throws the ball that much in the rain. So, but
I think it'll be like.
I expect him to play complimentary football. That's all I need.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, give me 2 touchdowns though. Rushing and passing. I think if we beat them and he plays well, he will get that monkey off his back. You know, and that could potentially help us going forward. Because after this, bro, no introduction needs to be said who we gotta play, and it's on prime time. So, and it's at the crib. So, let's get this win, man.
We got to get that win. Yeah, got to get that win because if not now, then never, basically. So yeah, man, that's it, man. We gotta get this win. Got to bounce back after that performance on last week. Well, yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta take that slice of humble pie. They gotta serve it up to you sometimes, and hopefully it's a reality check for everybody, and you can bounce back. Um,
Right, right.
but yeah, any closing thoughts before we wrap this thing up, man?
No closing thoughts, my brother. No closing thoughts. But I do have to say something very important.
Oh my goodness, oh my.
Jets, Jets.
This dude, bro. Shut up, bro. Shut
That's my
up,
closing
dude.
statement. Oh, and go
Um,
Gators. Go Gators.
oh, before we close it out, man. Shout out to you for the Static Shock shirt, man. We was supposed to get that in earlier, man. But shout out to you for the Static Shock shirt.
Oh yeah,
Man.
shout out. Yeah, shout out to Balcony JD, man. Follow him on Instagram, man. I had this shirt for a while. I just wear it around the house now. But yeah, shout out to him, man. Balcony JD. Follow him on Twitter and on Instagram. He got a lot of dope stuff like cartoon, like video game shirts, shorts. Go shop with him, man. Go shop with him.
Absolutely. We appreciate that, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, man, we're going to keep bringing y'all this good content. It is for the podcast. That's the name. Go follow us on all the socials, man. Twitter at idiots_podcast_, Instagram idiots_with podcast. Look us up on YouTube. We're on there as well. You can follow us on Facebook. Just type in idiots with a podcast and you'll see us pop up. Follow our individual pages. My boy Cory just enjoy this on Twitter, 2_. You can follow me on Twitter, Michael_Chapman. Follow me on Instagram if you want to. You don't have to. The Soulful Voice. I don't post much, but you will see some content on this page. Just follow our socials, man. We're gonna post some more content, dropping some reels, some shorts on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube as well. Just type in Idiots with a Podcast. You'll be able to see the show. Or you can type in my name, Michael Chapman. You can find it on there. We just bringing some more content, man. Talking about obviously the Gators, man. Y'all know I gotta rep keep the logo on me at all times. But that's my team. I'm gonna support no matter what. Gators. We're gonna rep some football. We're gonna rep the Jets. We just love talking sports, man. But don't worry, we will be evolving into more when the time comes. Basketball season. We will be talking heavy about basketball as well. That's Cory's sport. So look, just bear with us, man. It's coming up. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in. But for now, it's time for us to get out of here. So for my boy Cory Moore, man, shout out to you keeping it 100 with us.
Wait,
With
hold on.
Look. I knew you was gonna have something to say.
One more.
I knew you was gonna have something, bro. Go ahead, bro.
I got one more thing to say. Jets, Jet. Okay, that's it.
It is for the podcast, man. Follow us next time. We will shout y'all out. Until then, peace.
Peace out.